Okay. I think I have to move this. Uh, Wendy. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Oklahoma. How's it going? It's Saturday. Happy Saturday to you all. I'm outside. And it's about in the 70s. And my husband has his friend over from work. They're working on the door that the fire department demolished pretty much. But that's okay. So I'm just enjoying my time out here. And I'm still reminded of the wildfires. But that's okay because it's a reminder that Jim and I were blessed. And we're so thankful that nothing happened to the house. I told the story to Steve, Jim's coworker. Hey, what's up? Hello. Happy Saturday. I hope you're having a happy Saturday, and I'm blessed. I'm happy. Yes, I am. I didn't think I was gonna. Oh, thank you. I truly appreciate that. Yeah, we are too. We are. I was gonna say, my husband's friend from work is over to do the door that the fire department smashed in, but that's okay, right? I don't care about that. But I told him the story, like, the night that it happened, like, Jim rushed into the bedroom, said, "You gotta get out of here because the wildfire's like a half a mile away from us. We gotta get out of here." And then I'm like, "Well, can I have a cigarette first?" and Steve just looks like, he's like, whatever. But I told him too, I said, my mother-in-law had something to do with this. And he said, well, I think God did. I said, well, no, yeah, God did. But I swear my mother-in-law just scurried up to God, just saying, save this place. You know what I mean? So I feel for the people in North Carolina. They're still going through their rough times in North Carolina. Where are you? Hi, Emily. Thank you. Yeah, Slay, where are you? What state are you in? Yeah, you. Slay. Well, right now in Oklahoma, it's tornado season. So, who's gonna bet on we're gonna be hit by a tornado next? Wait a minute, hold on. Would you consider retiring abroad, and if so, where? I would go to New Zealand. My grandmother was born in New Zealand, and she came over to this country when she was 11 years old with her family. But New Zealand's getting woke too. It has been, so I don't know. But I would still love to go to New Zealand. Yeah, tornadoes are scary too. How old do you think I am, Observer? How old do you think I am? Ah, nope. I'll tell you. All right. So I'm 21 with 33 years experience. I'm 21, 21 forever, baby, with 33 years experience. Thanks. This thing keeps going. I can't. 54. I will be 54 April 7th. Yep. You're very observant. Oh, so you're a Taurus? So you're full of bull. I'm a ram. I have a hard head. Oh, here. You know what? Say hi, honey.
Yeah. Hi.
uh, yeah. Oh, oh. Hold on, guys. I'm streaming from Oklahoma. Or like I like to say, Rocklahoma. Dallas, Texas. Howdy. I used to watch the show Dallas way back when. You're from Cleveland, Ohio. Have you ever been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Brandon? I have. I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is very political. I didn't either. So, Brandon, tell me what the best exhibit you've seen at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When we went, the Bruce Springsteen exhibit was on there. Kansas? Awesome. I always wanted to go to Kansas Speedway, a NASCAR. Bon Jovi. Oh, I've hold on, Drew. I've seen it. I forget the name of it. But he's on tour now again, and he's actually been inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I forget the name of the song. So that's right. That's right. You know why why he has the song Still Dancing? Because he had a song, right? Way back when. He actually lives in West Milford, New Jersey. Around that area. Oh, hi, Cloudy. Hello. How's it going? Happy Saturday, guys. Life is good. Life is pretty damn good, considering, right? To me, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke. It's all political. You know, there's bands that should have been in there years ago. You know. Have you ever tried the food at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? It sucked. It really did. But what really sucked is that you couldn't take pictures of, like, say, Michael Jackson's glove or John Lennon's piano or John Bon Jovi's motorcycle. Nothing. You know? So, I have my opinions on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think it's because I don't know. I think it's trying to preserve like the, you know, like when you take a flash, it does something after a while. Like if so many people take so many pictures, it, you know, it's like if you take a picture of like the Mona Lisa at the Louvre in Paris, right? It disintegrates the paint. I don't know. I think it's stupid. But there were a lot of people there that, and they have like tripwires, like invisible tripwires, like, you know, Mission Impossible. And if you try to touch, say, you know, Michael Jackson's gloves or whatever, it, you know, alarms go off, and all of a sudden security comes and, you know, whisks you away, and you can't do that. My husband at the time, I have video of this, where he loved John Lennon, okay, and there they had the John Lennon piano when he sang Imagine, right? And they didn't have any invisible alarms or anything. So what he did was he touched one key, bing, and he was so happy that he touched the same piano as John Lennon. And at that time, too, they had Johnny Cash's bust there, too, on loan. And my husband actually opened up the back of the bus to see the engine. And that's when the security came running after us. So when we were there too, I think it was during Memorial Day or 4th of July or whatever, and they actually had an air show right by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame there. They had the Blue Angels. And those Blue Angels, let me tell you something, we were on the ledge there, pretty much, and they came right by us. I had more enjoyment of the Blue Angels air show than I did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to tell you the truth. Yeah. So I like a good show, but those air shows are too dangerous, in my opinion. They actually had a bad air show incident back in the 80s in Germany. It was at the I think Ramstein Air Base, if I'm not mistaken, guys, and that was horrific. Oh, I of course I had fun. Of course, I should have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Anyway, but yeah, we actually were parked right by the Cleveland Stadium. Are you a Cleveland Indians fan? Did they call it that? Call them that anymore? I don't even know. Because of the Indians part. And there's a wasp right near me, and yeah. My son wanted to go to a Cleveland Indians game when we went to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and my husband's like, no, we don't have time. And, yeah. I think the tickets were cheap, too, if I'm not mistaken. Hi, Gojo. Happy Saturday to you. How are you? It's a great day to be outside, out in nature. Birds chirping, right? Music to my ears. But I hope you guys, life's not dragging you down. If you're struggling with drugs and alcohol, thanks, Drew. You rock, buddy. Bam. High five. I appreciate you, Drew. You also. If you guys are struggling with drugs and alcohol and or mental illness, you know, you can always talk to me. I've been off crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. I shouldn't have died years ago. And here I am living the dream in Oklahoma, guys. That's where the Gifts of Recovery got me. In Oklahoma. But I really feel you're in Oklahoma? Whereabouts? No, it's not. And people, and you know, people from Oklahoma, when I talk to them, they're like, "Why would you move here?" And I'm like, "Why wouldn't I move here?" And some of these people are like, "Oh, it's boring. It's this," and I'm like, "No, it's not. You live in Tulsa." I go to Tulsa a lot. For back pain. All that. How's it going, Moto? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hope you're having a rocktastic Saturday. Yeah, I don't understand people, like, even my husband, he's been born and raised here, okay? He hasn't fully appreciated his state either. Do you know what I mean? Oh, there's a lion behind you. Oh! Or do you mean a Bigfoot behind me? A Bigfoot, not a lion, a Bigfoot. You screwed up there, buddy. Let's see. And you know what? The other day, I'm going to say this. You see the yellow line there, right? I was live streaming the other day, right? And this one guy or girl, whatever, says, "Are you okay? Is that like police tape behind you?" I'm like, "No." They probably thought I killed somebody. You know why? Because I'm from Jersey. Anyway, no. I said, no, they're doing something with a gas line, I think. I know, Moto, don't worry about it, buddy. I know, I'm not worried about it. Wait, wait. I can't see because, alright, nothing. Whoop, no, I don't mean do that. Wait a minute. Hold on, Don. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Hi, Annabelle. Yeah, they paint lines to mark where the pipes are to the meter. I just smiled. All right. Man, voices. Yeah, no kidding, Moto. That's why I don't use it. That's why I don't use it. But we were lucky that I don't understand because of the gas, right? Why the gas lines didn't blow up during the wildfires. I don't understand that at all. You know? We were so lucky and blessed in so many ways, and you can't use your hands. What? Yeah. What, you mean to tell me, Moto, you can't do two things at once? Wink, wink. We're not going to go there, but, you know. I'm telling you, it's I will show you guys a little bit of the woods back there, okay? But when I do, sometimes it'll be like a Minecraft lobby. It'll get all blocked and glitched out and whatever because of the Wi-Fi single and stuff like that. All right. So I will show my. Oh my God, the wind. All right, hold on. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I had to stretch too, guys, because of my back. So that's my old gaming chair. All right, so we're going to move this way a little bit. That's my husband's grandfather's house. It's not in the family anymore. it got foreclosed on, so somebody else is living in that. And this is, I don't know if, maybe if I do it like this, right? And no, that is not police tape. Nobody was murdered there. And that's over there. You see burnt up cars and I feel sorry for the man that lives over there. He lost everything and he was a Vietnam vet. A Vietnam vet. He raised 3 doctors. And do you think the government's going to help him rebuild? No. Anyway, but, yeah. So, hold on. We're going to go. The wildfire hit this part of the shed. That's Tony Stewart's tire, by the way. I got that in 2009. And it survived the trip from Jersey to here. And the other day, look, there's Tony's tire. And I was actually going to make like a little pond out of it. You know? Maybe if I go to Texas Speedway or Kansas Speedway, I'll get like maybe, well, Tony doesn't even race in NASCAR anymore. If you're a NASCAR fan, tell me who's your driver. I don't watch NASCAR anymore because it's too woke. But I still love racing, guys. This is our place. And you see that? And there's my husband. Wave hi, honey. He's like, get that camera off of me. So this is where it all melted. And this is where my studio is. So how lucky am I, huh? That close, guys. That close. Yeah, here's the warning signs. Warning, natural gas pipeline. And there we go. Yeah. I hope you guys, you're not seeing a Minecraft stream. Like it's all glitched out, whatever. But we'll keep going back here. So lucky, guys. So lucky. And it puts everything in perspective when you go through something like this. It really does. I should have been dead years ago from my addiction. You know? And now, God bless me with the opportunity to help others on YouTube, on Twitch, on other platforms to share my experience, strength, and hope with people. That they too, you too, can enjoy life clean and sober. And yeah, life isn't a bed of roses. You're always going to have your ups and downs, right? And your close calls. But I went through Superstorm Sandy, a couple of floods in my life. You know, tornadoes too. They have tornadoes in Jersey, by the way, but not as many as here. But that wildfire, I'm telling you, I feel like I'm still going through some post-traumatic stress disorder with it. Okay? My husband, I feel is going through some too. He's still processing the whole thing. So be grateful for what you have, the people that you have in your life. You know, humans can't be replaced. You know, stuff like gaming chairs, well, that was out there for a while. You know, gaming chairs or, you know, sheds or hammocks or whatever, they can all be replaced. Junior! Junior! Anyway. Junior! Come here! Come here! I'm talking to Junior. He's a stray cat. But I mean, I've lost everything because of my addiction. Thankfully, I didn't lose my life. You know. But when that wildfire happened, Kimberly, how are you? Thanks for joining me. All right, so you don't know my story. So what do you want to know about me? I'll ask you, what do you want to know about me? My life is an open book to you guys. 95% of it. 5% of it is between me and God. So, Kimberly, ask away. I'm originally from Jersey, and now I live in Oklahoma, or I should call it Rocklahoma. I've been calling it Rocklahoma. I've been in recovery from crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. I still deal with depression, anxiety, panic attacks, pain issues with my back. I've been out here since 2017. And I'm glad I left Jersey when I did, because Jersey is so freaking woke. I hate Governor Murphy. You know, but life is beautiful. Even if it's charred up from wildfires, you know. Oh, okay. All right. So, can you tell me a little bit about your story? Hi, Peter. Hi, Hork. How's it going? Addiction is cunning, baffling, and powerful. Well, New York used to be my stomping grounds, baby. You know, and it's tough. I know. Listen, I've had friends too that lived in New York or Jersey in an area where they were trying to get themselves clean, and they had to live there because financial reasons. Okay, they couldn't just go and move, you know, because they didn't have the money. Well, for you, great. That's rocktastic to hear. Yeah, nice hair. Yeah, thanks to the wind. I'll take that as a compliment, Hork. Yeah. Well, always been wild. Love to experience drugs. Yeah, but sometimes the drugs aren't like for my story, okay? It wasn't working for me anymore. Okay? The drugs weren't enjoyable anymore. Yeah, I had fun times on the drugs. Okay? But towards the end of my addiction, forget it. You know, I was just existing. I wasn't living life. I was just existing, doing what I wanted to do. You know? And eventually, it was going to kill me. How old do you think I am, Peter? Kimberly, you have to want it for yourself, honey. You really do. If you do it for your parents, your kids, your you know, your significant other, whatever, it's not going to work. You have to want it for yourself. And yeah, getting clean and sober sucks at first, but you just have to keep one foot in front of the other. You know what I'm talking about? I know if I ever pick up again, I will die. I was in a car accident, and that's when it really started getting heavier. Yes, I understand. That's how it is now. I can't enjoy getting high anymore. So did you get started off with painkillers? And then it progressed to the dope, or what? Peter, I'm 21 years old, okay? 21 years old, 21 forever, baby, with 32 years experience. Yeah. Have you gone to like inpatient rehab or anything? Have you gone to like NA, AA, any self-help groups or anything? But you know very well, Kim, that it's going to lead into that, right? Thanks, Peter. I truly appreciate you. hope you don't go through that, Kim. I really, you know, I would actually look into getting into a program. Take some time off for yourself and focus on yourself so you can get into recovery. Name 3 top movies. I love Back to the Future. Roadhouse, Back to the Future, Hellraiser. And The Doors. And The Doors, by the way. I know that's the 4th one. Oh, well. The Doors with Val Kilmer. Wizard of Oz, too. Because I feel like I'm Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz in Oklahoma. You can do it, Kim. I'll help you out in any way I can. I mean that sincerely. For me, I had to get rid of people, places, and things. I couldn't hang out with the friends I used to hang out with. I can't go to the same places I used to go to. And things, I got somebody to move all my paraphernalia, and of course, you know, there was a couple that were left behind, like, you know, that were hidden so good that, you know, and that happens. But, and you have to have a great support system. And I didn't get the program the first time. All right, I was a chronic relapser, but I still wanted to do my own thing. I had a hard head. You know, I still want to have Party City and all that crap. You know, and I was a slave to the drugs. You know, I broke away from that. I knew a few people that actually, they would have excuses, okay? Saying, well, you know, I still have a job. I can't just up and leave, go to rehab and stuff. I have a job. I have this and whatever and stuff. You can actually go to your job, okay? And you don't have to tell, oh, well, I have to go to rehab, okay? You just tell them, I have to take some time off for personal reasons, okay? And if you're really close to your H&R, okay, I would say, yeah, listen, I have an issue here that I really had to take care of before something really happens and stuff, you know? Getting clean and sober might be the hardest thing you do in your life, but it's going to be the best thing you've done in your life. That's all I'm saying. You know? And the gift of recovery keeps giving back. The gift of recovery keeps giving back to me because I'm trying to help those that are still struggling with addiction, alcoholism, mental illness, whatever. You know? So by me helping you, you're actually helping me out. So it's a win-win situation. Who doesn't like that, right? The end result of addiction is death. It's death. And addiction can lead you to three things: jails, institutions, and death. And like Meatloaf sang a long time ago, two out of three ain't bad. And believe me, I don't want to get over addiction. I still want to live. I still have people in Jersey that are going through things in their addiction. You know? I had a lot of friends that died from addiction. You know, and unfortunately, some addicts have to die for others to live. If I was still using, and oh yeah, there's a wasp right there. And I'm not talking about the band wasp either, guys. I'm talking about the ones that fly around. Anyway, I wouldn't be here right now. And like I said, I would have been dead years ago. Cheers, guys. Java Monster is the only rocket fuel for this rocket queen. Hell yeah. But thanks, guys, for showing up. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Just by you being here is enough. I don't ask much for people. If you want to just sit back, relax, and just chat about anything, let's do it. Let's get to know each other. You know, just like, you know, let's bond over stuff instead of just, you know, banging heads against our differences. I really want to show you guys what's back there, like more. But like I said, my Wi-Fi signal is pretty much very weak and because there's plenty of times I went back there. I'm talking about a few days ago, and I look back at the replay of my stream. Excuse me. And it felt like I was in Minecraft. I was like, no, we can't do that. So. I miss my Jersey internet every freaking day. I do. I'll admit that. At least we still have internet. I think I saw a news story on one of the Tulsa stations that Jenks, Oklahoma, finally put out its wildfire. You know? I had my husband's co-worker almost lose it all. And Manford. I mean, it's just terrible. "2025 has been a dumpster fire of a year." For everybody. In North Carolina, in western North Carolina, they're going through wildfires. You know? And it's been, 6 months since Hurricane Helene and Milton walloped that place? They're not catching a break. Just have your thoughts and prayers go out to the people in this area, and also in Indiana, Mississippi, Missouri, all that they've been gone through with the tornadoes, wildfires, hurricanes, Let's come together instead of just bumping heads and fighting about, political stuff, about who's right and who's wrong or whatever. It doesn't matter. A lot of people's lives have been upended with wildfires, tornadoes, hurricanes, floods. Yeah. So, the one thing I wish the wildfire it didn't touch anything, but like this thing right here, the punching bag, to me that's like an eyesore. But oh well, we can take it down ourselves. it is breezy a little bit. It feels cool. It's relaxing here. Even though I still see like burnt sticks and remnants of fire, right? It's so relaxing to just sit back here. So, I hope you guys are having a happy Saturday. I hope life's not dragging you down. If life's dragging you down in any way, you can always come and talk to me in the chat. Let's talk about it. The only reason why I stream, guys, is to help people. That's it. I'm not here for the fame. I'm not here for the money. You know, I'm here to help people. And that's been my #1 mission ever since Mixer. For those that don't know, Mixer was a streaming platform like YouTube or Kick or Twitch. It's defunct now. It's been that way ever since July 22nd, 2020. But life goes on, right? I do want to start a series on my channel called Chalk Talk by Father Martin. And it would be a, you know, where you guys out there and I would react to Father Martin's Chalk Talk about alcoholism, addiction, recovery, you know, the steps of AA or whatever. Even though I've seen him before, many times before, I would like to start a series about that. They're still working away. Like beavers, right? So, let's take a walk. Let's take a walk on the wild side, shall we? There's Jim's hammock. Let's see. Let's see what they're doing. Just checking on. I'm glad his coworker came to help Jim with the door, because I feel like it would have turned out to be like a home improvement situation. For those that know the show, Home Improvement with Tim Allen, because everything he touched just turned out to be a disaster. So, and I think Jim is relieved too that he's getting things done. I hear an airplane flying over. So, oh, there's a wasp. Nope, you're not. Have you guys ever been stung by a wasp before? They're worse than bees. I swear. I was stung a few years ago by a wasp here. And I'm telling you, thank God I'm not allergic to wasps or bees or anything else like that. But, man. It was right by that shed, too. So, do you guys have any plans for the weekend? Tell me in the chat. I think right now for me is just to rest up my back, to be a supervisor to Steve and my husband that's working on the door. But when it comes to my back, guys, I can't, like, it has to be like spontaneous. It's like I'll tell Jim, I said, let's go for a drive, let's go eat, let's go wherever, because it seems like every time we plan things out, it doesn't happen because of my back pain. But that's okay. That's life. It chips away at me at times, I'll admit. But isn't that just life? We're only doing the best we can. Right? We're only doing the best we can. But I put myself down a lot. Especially if I overdo it. Like, say, like with cooking or a project or streaming or whatever. It's either like go big or go home. And I pay for it later. Then it's like, oh, I wish I never did this. But at night here, we don't have much light pollution here. But at night, if you look straight up, you can actually see like the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, the Milky Way. You know. And in fact, I had to tell Jim to get another like lounge chair, so I can go outside at night and just look up at the stars. Yeah, it's quite peaceful here. Not like in Jersey. Everything's being so built up and changing and so woke and whatever. So I never thought in a million years I would end up in Oklahoma. Whole different world here, boys and girls. Whole different world. I bought my notebook out here, right? Just to scribble down, thoughts or ideas for my stream. Like I said, I would like to do a series called Chalk Talk by Father Martin about recovery, about alcoholism, addiction. And I was actually thinking about not streaming for about a month or at least a month, so I could actually like do either a call-in talk show or just a regular. Everybody and their freaking dog wants to do a podcast now, and so I don't know about that. But I was thinking about like doing something like the Tonight Show, right? And just making up avatars like and I would be, actually, how Space Ghost was? Space Ghost had sort of like a talk show back in the 90s. And he would interview random actors, actresses, singers, whatever, right? And be sort of like that. That's an idea. something original, something that has my personality. Or do a walking series too, like just I was thinking about doing a live walking series, but because of the Wi-Fi, that wouldn't be feasible because it would make you feel like you're in Minecraft. So unless I just, film it and then edit the video later and then put it up. I don't know. And plus, also, like, if you guys know of any artists, such as like singers, groups that are sending messages of hope, and trying to break the stigma of alcoholism, addiction, mental illness, you can always let me know because I would love to showcase them on my stream. There's two artists that I showcase on my stream a lot. Well, there's plenty of them, actually, but there's Prison, and they're a metalcore band. They're from Tampa, Florida. The lead singer of Prison is the CEO of Cope Notes. And he's changing the face of how we deal with mental illness. And yes, I do use Cope Notes, and no, he did not pay me to say this. But how Cope Notes works is you get a random text message from somebody, and if you're thinking negative or in a very bad space, you get a text from Cope Notes, and they'll give you a random message, and you're like, oh, okay. It breaks that cycle of negativity. And I've been using them for a while, and it does help. It actually helps my husband out. And a lot of times it's a conversation starter. Now, because he'll whip his phone out and say, oh, you know what I got from Cope Notes? And I'll just read off a random thing. And I'm like, well, yeah, it helped me out, right? So it's a conversation starter, whether it be if you're married, your significant other, your friends, And Johnny Crowder's been through a lot also when Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene hit the Tampa Bay area. But he's been sending those messages out of hope, addiction, mental illness, how to deal with crisis, how to cope with crisis, how to deal with your own mental illness, whatever. And I respect him a lot. I love Prison, baby. I love Prison. I'm a lifer of Prison. And then there's Coachilli, who raps, and he's a rapper from the Pittsburgh area in Pennsylvania, and he's been rapping about addiction, about mental illness for years on YouTube. And yeah, I am a metal chick from Jersey, guys. Yes. But I like rap. I'll admit, not the gangster rap, but I like rap with a message. A message of hope and strength that uplifts people instead of tearing them down. Because I'm telling you guys, the mental health situation in this country and around the world is getting worse and worse and worse because of social media, the internet. Sometimes you have to break away from the phone or technology and just enjoy nature, enjoy humanity, actually talking to people instead of texting people. People forgot how to talk to each other. It's unreal. I'd rather talk to people than text people. But that's how the world is. It feels so good to be out here. So happy Saturday, guys. Happy Saturday. Thanks for joining me in Rocklahoma in my backyard. I have so much to be thankful for. And I truly feel blessed in so many ways. And I look down at my feet, and right now I'm in the moment, and it's right where I'm supposed to be, right here. I'm not projecting into the future. I'm not looking back at my past. Oh yeah, wildfire, right? Past, recent past, right? I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And a lot of people have problems with that too. Not just me. You guys probably out there are focusing on the future, maybe thinking about the past. Looking at the past, you can't do anything about it. You can't change it. The future, well, it's the unknown, right? A lot of people are scared, or they fear the unknown. I know I was one of them, especially when I was in my early in recovery and stuff. It's like you have to go with the flow. whatever comes my way. As long as I have a support system in place. And I'll tell you one thing, if I didn't have my husband, my family, my support system, or what, or even you guys too, I don't know where I would be. You know? And a lot of people are just throwing their lives away. And it's actually making our brains, mind you, like scrambled eggs, like a blue plate special at a Jersey diner. Not good. Not good at all. And they meant, the powers that be meant for that to happen, guys. It's all about control. You know. I'll tell you something. My husband, we met on Xbox. Of all places, right? But he didn't have a phone. He didn't have no cell phone. Well, he did, but that he didn't want to be connected to the system. I remember when my son Sean showed me the iPad. And he's like, "Oh, Mom, look at this. You can actually play drums on this. You can do this with it." He said, "Don't you want one?" I'm like, "No, I don't." I have a tablet. But I've only used it like maybe 3 times since I bought it. I do have an iPad. If I'm in a crisis, like say I'm going through a panic attack because of my back or whatever, I'll call, the crisis line. All that, but yeah, I can't go on the internet or anything. It's just a direct line to a crisis line. I have been thinking though that I actually want to buy an easel, some paint, maybe some canvases, and actually paint outside. I've been thinking about that for a while now. I want to do it back here. I'd probably do it, side of the house, and just think of anything, you know. I used to watch Bob Ross at times. Very relaxing, and it's something. It's like he has a whole new generation of fans now, and I think some people don't realize he's been dead for years, and some people are like, "Say hi to me, Bob. Say hi," or "No, Bob, don't put that tree over there. No, no, you ruined the whole painting." And then a couple minutes later, "Oh wow, it looks great." You know, it's funny to watch some people just react to Bob's painting. So, yeah, I like to paint myself. Jim has been wanting to, like, document stuff. He's been doing that for years. And he's like, well, I want my own YouTube channel and stuff. And then I'll go on a computer, and then he'll just like sit there and just I'll just look at clips or footage that he's taken, but he doesn't do anything with it. And that happens with me too, guys. If I sit there, it happens probably with you too, right? Where it's like you just sit there and it's like, okay, now what? And you have a whole slew of clips and images, and you're like, oh my God. And that's another thing too. I have to do a challenge. I've been wanting to do this challenge for a couple weeks now. And the challenge is by Struthless. And his challenge was to make garbage trash into treasure. And I've been wanting to do that. And I haven't been. Maybe I'm procrastinating. Who knows? But this notebook, right? I scribble things down, and right now I'm looking at it, right? And some of the stuff is with it has to do with AI, right? So I'm like, all right, so what is this about? What And I tend to do that a lot. I just scribble, my thoughts and write down notes or whatever, and then I don't ever look at them again. Like just now, I'm like, what? No. Oh, here's something. And I want to do, a lot of Christmas songs, right? So here I put in this notebook a Christmas song about an abandoned little kitten with no mommy or no daddy, or no brothers or sisters, no family, right? And Kitty is all alone and lonely. A little bitty kitty. Yeah. Right? All alone in this world. All alone in this big world. Then on Christmas Eve, during a snow blizzard, whipping wind and round, and that's where it just stops. Right, you know. Yep, that's where it stops. But it's getting hot out here, guys. And what I'm going to do is, I truly appreciate each and every one of you that showed up here. It means a lot. Happy Saturday. Don't let life drag you down, guys. Don't get sucked up into the white noise. Don't get sucked into the darkness. Enjoy your weekend. Do something special for maybe your loved one, maybe your neighbor. Do something special for yourself. You know. So, there's nothing wrong with doing something for yourself. You know, if it lifts your spirits up a little bit, but it'll lift your spirits up even more if you do stuff for other people. Be grateful for what you have. You know, because a lot of us, even me, guys, even me, I'll admit, not lately and stuff, a lot of us take things for granted. Like our health, our house, you know, the people around us. Little things, big things, you know. That's life, right? But I think ever since the wildfires, it's like I've been thinking a lot about my life and my mission and been counting my blessings. So with that, guys, I'll catch you on the other side. Thanks for joining me on my stream, guys. Just by you being here is more than enough. Thanks for the subs. I truly appreciate it. Be the light of the world instead of the darkness. And I'm Rocket Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters. And I'm signing off. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. High five there, guys. Bam!